zombie have to? Yeah, but how do you actually die in your car?
Well, the zombies like break into the car and then kill you.
Yeah, and the thing is, you're stuck in traffic.
Does the zombie then
everyone's
get
trying
out
to
of the
get
car?
town.
Like zombies,
Yeah.
zombies shuffle. Like I feel like they could fight their way into the car, but then I feel like they wouldn't be able to get out of said car.
No, they'll get out.
But by then, you've created one additional
Okay. Introduce us.
Oh, hey.
Hey, everybody.
We're doing a thing.
I am Danny Danger. Welcome to DotGeek, where we talk about all of the new geek news and our zombie survival plans. Also, same thing.
Yeah, I'm Mark Gardner. We were talking about that.
Yeah.
Over there is Josh. Say hi, Josh.
Hey, Josh.
Hey.
Well, that was a fantastic
Dad
joke.
jokes. Yeah, dad
I'm
jokes.
Josh Rubin. I'm the producer of Sorts and Sit in Judgment over Danny, Mark, and all of you at home.
Yes.
Which is true. Don't think it's not true.
It's kind of my thing.
Because it's his thing.
Before we get started, keep in mind that throughout the show, you can tweet at us and we will respond, say things to us on the Twitter. And I want to really start this week's show off by saying, good job, America. Marriage equality, it's a thing, and we are excited.
America.
Fuck yeah.
Thank you.
With glitter.
I'm so glad you did. With glitter?
With glitter.
Is that going to be the sequel?
One of my favorite
Did you
moments.
say fuck America with glitter? Because I don't know how I feel about that.
No, I said fuck yeah, comma, with glitter.
I said America.
different.
She said whatever.
Yeah,
it's
we
a
went
thing.
into it.
It's a thing. Even the vice president was happy about this.
So, yeah, and that was one of my favorite moments this week was pictures of Joe Biden wearing the rainbow flag as a cape. I just want to say that I would read this comic book, Joe Biden Man Fighting for Equal Marriage Rights for All Americans. I feel like this should be part of Marvel's all-new, all-different lineup. This is very all-new, very all-different.
It's very all-new, very different, and there's enough room because there's so much all-new, all-different going on.
God.
All of the all-new, all-different things.
All-new, all-different Marvel.
The interesting thing is, you were talking before, because we've talked about this for a while, and you were saying the other day, Marvel, you can't call it all new, all different, because you keep saying, this is all new and all different.
It is all new, all different. The titling of the titling in the promo is a little tedious for me, but I gotta say, I'm excited, stupid excited about so many titles. We already knew that Miles Morales was going to be Spider-Man, so that's a really, that's definitely been a big talked about deal. We still don't know who the Hulk is.
Well, now, hold on, don't run that fast, because Peter Parker is still going to be Spider-Man too.
Yes, so he's going to be Spider-Man in Amazing Spider-Man. So basically you've got your main Spider-Man title, and then you have another Spider-Man
So this is just
title.
Captain Marvel and Ms. Marvel kind of scenario, or
Kind
Maybe,
of.
yeah,
Except I am, obviously, as I just expressed, I'm really, really tired of over-describing things. I am not going to pick up Dan Slott's run on Spider-Man.
So let's just under-describe
Amazing
things. So
Spider-Man.
there's a comic book.
It's a book.
There's a dude.
He's Spider-Man.
He's in it.
There
It's
may
awesome.
be some art or something. I don't know.
Maybe some art.
It's a thing.
I do. I'm actually really glad that Miles Morales has the main Spider-Man title, though, and I'm glad that Bendis is writing it. I'm really excited.
How are the
about this.
fanboys reacting to this?
Not as negatively as you would think. Still negatively. I mean, the internet is still a horrible cesspool of a place in the
I think the
comments
fact
section.
that there's still Peter Parker in the mix has deflected some of the criticism you might get from the fanboys. Because they can
Definitely.
still read Peter Parker, go to
Yeah.
Amazing Spider-Man and read it, just don't pick up the
So
main
like the
Spider-Man
super
title.
racist fanboys can see, I still have White Spider-Man.
Exactly,
I still have my
exactly.
white
Still got my
Spider-Man.
I still got Whitey Spider.
Still got Whitey Spider. You don't have to
I'm
read
betting
that.
in the Spider-Verse there was a Whitey Spider. Like
There
I
probably
feel like that
was.
would have been a character.
There's so many, there's Spider-Man India, there's Spider-Man UK, there's gotta be...
Wasn't it Peter
2099,
Patel?
Yes, yeah, or I think it was it, Peter Patel. I don't know, whoever it was. It's in the current run of the Secret Wars thing, the Tales of the
Spider-Verse?
Spider-Verse.
Yeah, Spider-Verse
all of
gets-
them have come together in that. Which is interesting too, because in one of the titles after this, they're gonna have a bunch of them together. There's gonna be Spider-Ham, the Spider-Man India, Spider-Man UK.
Spider-Man needs to be
they're all
in
gonna be
every
together.
Spider-Man
I'm
title,
personally waiting
let's
for
be
like
clear.
1930s Lower East Side Hasidic Spider-Man, like we could call
Yes.
like Shlomo Legs
Yes.
Parkovitz or something like that. Like I could totally get behind that.
Shlomo Legs Markovic.
I'm into
Parkovitch.
Sorry.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
I'm into it.
I mean,
of our
he's gonna
fans
work
out
for a
there.
newspaper. He's gonna be in the media.
He will, you're right.
Oh, anti-Semitic joke. I'm allowed. I am allowed. You are not.
We
I'm allowed. You are not. You
Context.
cannot.
say that. I can't say that.
Context, everyone. Keep it
It's
in
all
mind.
context. You know what? One thing I loved about in the Amazing Spider-Verse thing in the Secret Wars, I love the fact they point out that Spider-Ham has eyes on his nose. I love that because that doesn't make any sense to me. He's got eyes on the nose of his costume.
I love that they just point out everything that doesn't make sense about Spider-Ham.
That's kind of true, yeah.
Actually, kind of perfect. And his little team up with Spider-Gwen was really adorable. The way they handled that whole thing.
It's kind of fun.
Well, someone in the chat room is upset that the last 3 live streams have all included something about race or sex in comics and the moves.
Sorry.
He believes it's getting old.
Oh, all right.
I think it's a relevant conversation, though. I don't think it's getting old, and I definitely, with the way that the world is changing, and especially with the SCOTUS ruling this week, I don't think that talking about representation is ever old. I don't think that we're beating a dead horse until we actually start seeing media look like the real world.
But I think we should talk about beating an actual dead horse. Like
Yeah, let's do that.
I think like some kind of like Superman dead horse taint punch is what they're looking for. And
Is that what we
we
want?
may want to provide.
Can we? So we need to bring in a horse.
No more gender, no more identity politics, nothing
of
but
that.
horse taint punch.
Okay. Is that just the name of the show now? From now on?
It's the HTP.
It is no longer .geek.
HTP.
It is HTP.
HTP.
Yeah.
So never mind.
Okay.
We're moving on. We got other stuff. What's that? Okay, and you were then talking about Hulk.
So the Hulk. We still don't know who the Hulk is.
Yeah, the Hulk.
But there is, and you know, but dead horse beating, there is, we have heard news that there is going to be some demographic change to the character that changes into the Hulk. We don't know what, we don't know how, we just know it's not going to be Bruce Banner, and the producers have said that everyone who was upset by female Thor is going to be probably in the same line of thinking and reasoning with new Hulk.
I have a couple of thoughts. Number one, this cover looks like they just took Photoshop and just cut his face out, which is kind of
and
weird
the
to
fist,
me.
though.
And the fist,
You
yes.
notice
There's something
the
about
arm
the fist.
is gone.
So here's what I'm
is that a
thinking.
hint?
So if you look closely, it looks kind of like a mohawk. I see the arm gone. I'm thinking Princess Sparkle Fists.
Could just be Savage Dragon.
Okay.
Maybe Hulkling?
Hulkling, maybe.
Hulkling?
But why would they lose the fist?
All right, hold on. In the chat room, 89 Games is saying, as I said before, comics and movies are a form of escapism. I don't need politics in my entertainment. It's enough in real life. That's a fair point, but if you read comics, your escapism is probably not as good as it used to be, because it's rare to read a comic that is completely lacking in any form of social commentary. Comics have had social commentary going back forever. Since the dawn of time. So while I can understand your perspective, I don't care. It's not true. It's not that I don't care, because I'm a curmudgeon and a dick no matter what anybody says on any topic. But you can't look, it's happening. Meh. You gotta reference it. If we ignored the race and gender politics that were happening in comics, we wouldn't actually be talking about comics. We couldn't even talk about Archie. There's nothing left. We could talk about 80s we could talk about 80s comic books.
Yeah.
I mean, realistically,
Not
if we
even good
ignored
English
it all,
comic
every time a comic went out, it was like, hey, there's a new Spider-Man. Next.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the thing.
this-
This show is actually not about just, comic. No, it's about talking about what's going on in pop culture, comics, industry, tying it back into things like general politics. So if that doesn't interest you, this ain't your cup of tea. That's cool. Doesn't need to be your cup of tea.
It's all right.
We respect that.
I respect you.
Yeah, we
What's
respect
the
that.
guy's
We
name?
respect you.
89 Games.
89 Games. Respect your opinion, man. I really do, sincerely. I just think that it's important to talk about as well.
Yeah, and this show is news and editorial commentary. So what we say kind of reflects social opinion and social conversation.
At least ours.
Or at least ours. But,
At least
but
ours,
it's-
yes.
at least the topic or subject content
I don't speak for the
starts
world.
off with something that someone else is talking about.
Yeah, that's fair.
9 times out of 10, unless it's Taylor Swift.
And
those
then we will
conversations
always
are all
bring up
started by
Taylor
us.
Swift. Yeah, if it's about Taylor Swift, it's usually
the
us.
exception.
It's a thing. Let's move on. Hulk, what's that? Oh, Wolverine.
I'm really excited about this one, you guys, because you want to talk about beating a dead horse? Wolverine, Logan is Wolverine. I mean, the storylines are just getting really repetitive. A new, fresh take on Wolverine is really great. Marvel has been doing incredible things with X-23, and now we know for sure that she is the new Wolverine. And I think that's a huge improvement, especially because we still have Logan in some aspects of the universe. We still have Old Man Logan, which we'll talk about in a little while. So, this take on Wolverine is super great for me. I find X-23 to be so much more interesting.
Oh, I think I agree. I'm kind of done with
Wolverine.
Wolverine too. Between all the movies and everything, I'm just kind of like, oh God,
we
more
get it.
Wolverine, whatever. I will say, I don't really like talking about like costumes too much because I don't really care, but it's like, I'm not really sure I dig kind of like the old Wolverine-ish costume.
Yeah, but that's been the Wolverine costume forever. Like,
I know, that's what I'm saying.
It
I'm
always
not
looked
huge.
silly.
I beg to differ. She's wearing a fabulous belt.
That
That's
is a
true.
fabulous belt.
That
nice
was
belt.
not part of
Fabulous
the
belt.
original
That was
thing.
not part
that
of
belt.
that.
It's also it's lower than her belly button. It's almost a crotch belt.
Well,
it's a weird belt.
everybody's
position.
wearing low-rise
Belt?
stuff. You know, you wear the low-rise stuff
belt
now.
is cool.
That's like, you don't wear the low-rise stuff.
I don't. My belly button is not something everybody here needs to.
There you go. But that's trend is low-rise. Not as much as it was like 5 years ago. 5
No.
years ago, it was like hanging off your body low. But, it's a low-rise thing. But I would agree with you. I am excited about X-23 as a new Wolverine.
Yeah.
And it's not like Wolverine's gone.
Yeah.
Because there is Old Man Logan, which we'll talk about in a minute. But the other thing I'm really excited about is Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh my God, Guardians of the Galaxy! Yay! So you've got Kitty Pryde as Star-Lord now, Mark.
You know what? If you've spent any time hearing me for the past several years, you know that I love Kitty Pryde.
So much.
So
Sexually.
it almost sounds like a song. So the fact that she is out there and she is now Star-Lord, I have no idea how this happened. I have no idea why she has blonde hair. I have no idea why these things are going on, but she's Star-Lord, so I'm excited.
So the only thing, my questions with this book are, one, Rocket Raccoon is apparently running the thing. I'm curious to see his leadership. I never really picked him as a character for a team leader.
I gotta say that actually feels like a blatant bit of social justice, like nickering with something.
Giving
like
the raccoon
giving
leadership,
giving
yeah.
raccoon presence as a leadership of a
Because
team.
the raccoons are pissed.
Raccoons
right
are thieves.
now. Raccoons.
Raccoons are,
Oh,
are
you cannot say
nocturnal
that.
thieves.
You cannot say that.
That
You're
will
gonna lose
steal
raccoon
things.
Sponsorships.
Okay.
A raccoon demographic just dropped
raccoon
off.
A raccoon demographic off.
Just
Rocky
gone.
Raccoon.
Every raccoon watching the stream is just.
So
out
here's
already.
the other thing
Yeah.
that is interesting to me about this title is it appears as though they have swapped out Kitty Pryde for Gamora. Like, Gamora is just nowhere to be found, and that bums me out. Not because I feel, there is something to be said for like, oh, hey, look, another team book that's only allowed to have one girl.
How do we know it's?
But-
I mean, just looking at the cover, how do we know it's Kitty Pryde?
They said it was.
They
Kitty
said
Pryde.
it's been verified. Like, it is Kitty Pryde.
Oh,
She
okay.
is Star-Lord.
Yeah. Again, I would not have guessed that because she's blonde. I would not have said, okay, Kitty Pryde. So I have no idea.
Is it blonde? Can it just be like? I mean, she could have just sprayed some like sun in or something in there.
Maybe so. She had some lemon juice.
And then, yeah.
She just rubbed it on her hair one day when they went out. I'm trying to get where Venom is in all this. And, I mean, this is like a new team.
And the Thing.
And the Thing.
Yeah, so here's the thing. That's a joke I stole from Becky Cloonan.
It's terrible.
It's super adorable.
It's bad, and you should feel bad.
No, I
you
don't feel
should
bad
regret
at
it.
all.
No?
No, it bums me out that Gamora is not a
Is-
part of this story.
Is Gamora in anything? I don't remember seeing her in any of the new titles listed.
Not that I see.
Okay, so maybe if somebody has seen that out there and she's like part of the title or something, let us know because I didn't see her in anything. I'm kind of curious what happened to Gamora as well.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, Drax is in there.
Yeah, I mean.
And Peter Quill, Star-Lord, has his own title.
Yes.
So
so does Drax.
So does Drax.
Drax
that's right.
has his own title as well.
So how can Peter Quill be Star-Lord?
If you kill Wolverine, you have to make every other character be in every other team and have a solo book.
Okay. I guess there you go.
I guess that's
There
it.
you go.
Who's
Anyways,
next?
Scarlet Witch.
So I'm really excited about Scarlet Witch because, to my knowledge, and now you guys can correct me if you know otherwise, but Scarlet Witch
Is lame.
has not had a title. No, she's not lame.
Super lame.
I thought she was great in the movie.
Okay, Scarlet Witch has like cosmic level powers, has changed the Marvel universe, has almost completely changed the Marvel universe a couple of times, like based on her cosmic level powers.
And
I'm
being
really excited for
batshit
this
crazy.
book.
Like that's her superpower
Her
is
superpower
being
being crazy.
batshit crazy.
Not crazy. She's compassionate. It's
She
different.
is. That's true.
Not the same. She has
True.
feelings.
When you can defeat her with Prozac. I mean,
I'm
just
excited
balance
about
her
the
out a
book.
little
Can't-
bit. That was the
can't
joke
take away
there. It
my
was kind of
steam.
like
I
Can't
guess
take
so.
away my steam for
Well,
the book. Kevin Wada on
I was
art.
about to say, the
Oh
fact that
my
Kevin Wada's
God.
on art for this has probably just got you more than anything else.
Yeah, his work is like the fusing of fashion and the fusion of fashion and superhero art is just like mind-blowingly is relevant to all of my interests. So I'm really excited about this book. Even if and this book may be really well written, I could care less how well it's written.
You just look at the pictures.
Like I just want.
It's like when you're reading
Cosmopolitan,
Cosmopolitan, you don't actually read the articles. You're just like looking at the spreads for the perfume and everything.
Yeah, I don't do Cosmo.
No, well, speaking of super heroines with red as part of their costume motif, here's your next one.
Spider-Woman. She is totally
this
pregnant.
one I'm so excited about, and here's the
Is
reason why.
is it Jessica Drew or is
Yes.
it just Silk knocked up
Jessica
by Peter
Drew.
Parker?
No, it's Jessica Drew. And there
Silk
are a
has her
lot of
own
mixed
title.
feelings on this because, a lot of people feel like, making her pregnant is sort of reducing her as a character. Conversations about, women in pregnancy and they shouldn't be reduced to their reproductive organs, but that's ridiculous to me. And being pregnant is an empowering experience for so many women that just doesn't really get touched on except in like a cliche, jokey kind of way in most media. So I actually think this title is going to be fantastic. Also, I love Dennis Hopeless. But this is very compelling for me. Not just as a woman, but as a superhero fan. This is something that we've never seen before because when Jessica Jones got pregnant, she more or less kind of stepped back in the Luke Cage storyline.
I'm not sure I get the whole thing about, you shouldn't reduce women to their biology or anything like that.
Pregnancy is part of the female experience.
Exactly. You can't just completely leave that out of the equation. That's part of what it means to be a woman. You could get pregnant. You could have kids.
And looking at the Marvel Universe and your female superheroes, how many of them have been pregnant besides Jessica Jones?
Ms. Marvel.
Mm-hmm. And that situation was pretty
weird.
But anyway, I digress.
I digress.
It was a whole separate episode.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man
was
Not
pregnant?
Spider-Man, no.
Yes! Oh my God, it's like that.
Mary Jane. Mary Jane, they had kids.
Yes, they did.
So
yes,
there was,
okay.
but she wasn't really a superhero.
But she's not really a
was
superhero. This
you're
is
right,
really compelling for me. This is a
Sue
good
Storm.
conversation. It's just
Sue
Sue Storm. Yes,
Storm.
that's true.
Yeah. That's
That's
it.
true. Yeah, that's.
I'm sure there's more than
There's
that.
probably
Just for continuity's sake, I'm sure there's everyone's been pregnant at some time or another, and it's been retconned.
Somebody.
But I do. I think giving a pregnant superhero her own running title is really cool.
If they're as the only one on this set who has witnessed the miracle of childbirth firsthand,
Miracle.
it is disgusting. It is. Things happen.
Yeah. Things
They can't.
happen.
They can't unhappen.
No. That's just part of
I wonder if they're going to go in for the birth shot for when it's her time.
I'm not gonna lie. It is a wondrous and beautiful, horrifying.
And this is a giant metaphor for nature in and of itself.
Yeah, well, it was also when my child was born and then devoured my wife afterwards. That was. I mean, he ate her head.
Ate her head. Just
Ate her head.
did
Just
that.
ate her entire head.
You're spoiling this whole series for people who want to read it and want the shock value and surprise, Josh.
When she actually has her.
Well, I mean that's the thing. I assume they're going to reference that, spiders tend to, there's that whole thing with spiders that eat their parents.
Yeah, right. There's this huge birth and food, and they eat.
This is.
thing.
I'm sure that'll be
conversation went
the
from really
annual
fun
or
to
something.
Really depressing.
Well, Ms.
I'm
Marvel.
no longer
Let's
excited.
move on.
Ms. Marvel will cheer you up.
So
Yeah,
we
Ms.
are.
Marvel.
This is the thing I was concerned about with Marvel Secret Wars was us losing Ms. Marvel and Thor. Both are staying on.
See, I don't think there was ever a chance of losing Ms. Marvel. She has been such a huge deal for Marvel since she came out. A huge hit. I mean, how many printings are we on the first issue?
I think last we heard was seventh printing. That's kind of historic.
I mean,
for
that's
comics.
huge.
A big fucking
You're not
deal.
going to lose somebody like that. She's just turned into a great character that so many people relate to. There was never a chance in my mind that she was not coming back.
That was sort of my concern. And it was hopeful for me when I started reading Secret Wars and her title started to tie into Secret Wars, because now looking at this Marvel lineup, a lot of those titles that sort of tied into, or a couple of those titles that tied into Secret Wars directly with their titles stayed on after. So that makes me feel good in my heart, because if I had lost Miss Marvel, there would have been a hole inside of me.
How'd you feel when Captain Marvel showed up in Ms. Marvel?
Oh my god!
That was super
Fangirl!
fun. Yeah, Ms. Marvel. In case you aren't
got
reading the
fangirl
current
all
Ms.
over.
Marvel run, she like
You fangirled all over
I
the comic.
fangirled
All
all over it.
over.
It's ruined. I had to buy a second copy.
I can't respond to that.
No, I don't think. Yeah, that's just it. Speaking of Thor,
Speaking of chick Thor,
Speaking of
she's
Thor,
just Thor.
She's just
There's no
Thor.
chick Thor.
Thor, like
There's Thor.
There's Thor and there's Prince Odin's son. So there,
Yeah, you
that's how
can't
you
deny
refer
it.
to them.
Even Thor says he's Prince Odinson.
Yeah, even he's like, "There's no my name anymore."
There's Thor.
He's
and
just-
there's
it's a really
Odin.
waspy name, like Prince Odinson.
It really is. Isn't it?
It's like the whitest name possible.
It really is. It's very fitting, though. I mean, come on.
I feel like you should be wearing like a sweater vest.
I don't have any reference for Thor wearing sweater vest, but I do really like series where Thor is actually dressed in Midgard clothing. Also, yes, but where Thor is dressed in Midgard clothing. One of my favorite was when in the Loki comic book where he's wearing an Aha T-shirt. That was like kind of my favorite.
Oh,
I was
yeah,
like,
that was
of course
good. Yeah,
Thor would
that's
listen to Aha. Duh.
So I actually I have not been reading Thor with this whole story arc with the
So
new
good.
Thor. I'm really disappointed in hearing you tell me kind of what's been going on. I really need to pick up the trade and get caught up because it sounds great, and I'm excited that they're keeping this one. And I guess by now everybody knows who she is, but
Yeah, if you don't know who she is, spoilers, 1, 2, 3, earmuff it. It's Jane Foster. And what's really exciting about this title is that Jane Foster has cancer. She is dying, and becoming Thor speeds up the process of the cancer spreading through her body. So we're going to deal with how do we keep
apparently
How
so.
do we keep
The
Thor?
subtitle: "The flesh may be weak, but the thunder is strong." That sounds like a wrestling thing.
Thunder!
The thunder is strong.
No, what that actually is a really cheap and easy way out of Jane Foster being Thor.
You know what? That's kind of what I was thinking, and I hope that they
I
address
don't
it.
know though, because they have
Is it a-
repeatedly said that they are committed to keeping Thor
After
as
Secret
Thor
Wars,
right
but
now.
how long?
Yeah,
I mean,
it'll be a great dramatic death scene and tears and crying.
And then
but,
Odinson picks up Mjolnir, and
and Prince Odinson.
I don't know
becomes
though.
Thor.
There is good case to be made for the fact that this Thor title is selling 3 times more comics than the Thor title before it.
it's true.
So Marvel likes making money. Marvel is a big fan historically of the monies. So I'm just saying they could write it into the storyline, figure out a way to keep Jane Foster healthy and Thor.
I will make a prediction. There is no fucking way they will keep Jane Foster as Thor. It is like that. The comics
Mark it
mark it down. It will reset. She may die. She may become Valkyrie Mark II. She'll go up to the Valhalla. No way.
Valkyrie's already a person.
No way. It could.
So even from a business standpoint, with selling so much more than the previous incarnation of
still
Thor,
think
you
they'll
still
go
think
that
that?
route.
Of course. And this isn't just
But why?
because
But
this
what's
isn't
the
just
motivation?
this isn't just a comic book character with a grand 60-year history.
Right.
This is a Norse mythology that goes back about 1,000 years.
It's not copyrighted though, so whatever.
No, I don't care if it's copyrighted or not. I'm just saying, I think it's a great story arc. I think they'll maintain it for a little while, and it is the hallmark of comic books that everything eventually resets to base.
It's true.
X-23 is not going to be Wolverine forever.
It's true.
Sam Wilson will not be Captain America forever. Hal Jordan's Green Lantern again. You can even have long periods of time where they replace the character, but shit reverts.
I don't know if comparing DC's motivation to socially progress and Marvel's is really on par anymore though, because I think DC missed that train, and I think Marvel is really catching on to the
DC
idea
had a
that
black Green
marketing
Lantern
to-
far before Marvel had ever played in the race swap pool.
Yeah, that's true, but I don't know. I didn't find Jon Stewart. Jon Stewart was such a hard ass. I didn't find him as fun as Hal Jordan. so-
Ultimately, it boils
He wasn't
down
as fun as Hal Jordan, but he
it
was a
had
great
nothing to do with his
character
race.
and
It was-
owned the cartoon series.
Absolutely owned the cartoon series, but part of that was because that's the character that
And the whole
sort of
and the whole
needed.
Mosaic title back in the early '90s with him, and
I sort of feel like Marvel has seemingly been committed to changing their landscape for a long period of time.
Marvel is the golden child right now, and DC blows. But you can't discount
Image
the
is the
many.
golden child. Marvel's just catching up.
fine. Image is better than everybody.
Okay,
Marvel's
it's better
just
than
trying
Marvel.
to keep
We know
up.
that. Okay, but
Look, I could go back to Legion of Superheroes if you want to bring in some kind of diversity. The first Jewish actually character ever was Colossal Lad in Legion of Superheroes, at least the first openly. So there's some arguments that Superman was Jewish. But
He's
it's,
Jewish, but
Superman,
he's
really?
a
yeah,
lad.
well, Kal-El, it's a whole. I mean, Simon and Schuster or Siegel and Schuster was a whole. I mean, and Stan. I mean, look, like we invented this shit.
Kitty Pryde's Jewish. When was she created?
70s,
Okay.
late 70s by Chris Claremont.
All right.
Yeah.
So the question is this: we've been talking a lot about all the changes that are going on in comics. Are we at a point to where comics have progressed where they're not going to reset, or is that just the default in comics? Is that the default that it's always going to reset?
Historically, it's the default, but
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
I'm saying, are we to a point now where there's been so much change that's not going to be the case?
I hope so.
In classic characters, no, it's always going to default. They'll invent new characters and create new paradigms which will allow that to happen, but I don't care what happens to Superman, he will always return to being Superman.
So what about Ms. Marvel?
boring.
What about...
That's a new character. It's a new character.
But with an old name.
Fine, it's an old name, still a new character.
Well, Thor's an old name with a new character. Well, actually, Jane Foster was in the original Thor. So.
No,
Yeah, but
that's a
not
different,
as Thor.
and it's got the current one still in the old role. So it's the extension of a brand as opposed to the creation of a new brand. You can do that well, you can do that poorly. They can't even kill Robin, for any length of time. And everyone fucking hated Jason Todd, and they still brought him back. And for the longest time, there was one great example of they could actually kill a character and they'd let him dead. And the old axiom was that nobody stays dead in comics except for Bucky Barnes. And then what do?
Hey, Bucky Barnes back.
They bring back Bucky.
Welcome back, Bucky.
I was
Done.
actually okay with it.
Yeah, because Winter Soldier's
Well,
gone.
I mean, that's...
I like Bucky.
You would
Winter
have like
Soldier
the
storyline
body
was
pillow of
great.
Bucky
It's a
Barnes
great
if you had
it's a
one.
great storyline because at the end of the day, who cares if it's a good storyline? Whatevs.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
exactly.
I'll read it. Whatevs.
All
They
right,
blow
let's
up the
move
universe. It's back again. Yay!
What's next? We've got
So,
all new, all different Avengers.
All New, All Different Avengers is really exciting because it is really an all new, all different Avengers. They actually earned this title. I feel like the lineup is really good. It's really good.
So the thing that I'm kind of torn with on a lot of these things is, you've got the Uncanny X-Men, the all new X-Men, the Ultimate X-Men, whatever it is. Each one of these groups has like one character I'm really jazzed about. And then the other. So in order for me to stay up with the characters I really love, I've got to buy like 4 or 5 different titles. Marvel, I hate you for that. I get it because you like the monies, but holy cow, you're killing me with this whole thing, spreading all my favorites across all of these titles.
This one, I've got quite a few favorites in the ring.
Which one's in all new Avengers?
Because you've got Ms. Marvel, you've got Thor, who
Right.
we've both talked about that I adore. You have Sam Wilson.
But is this the A-Force? No, this isn't.
No,
No,
this
this
isn't
is
A-Force. All new Avengers.
All new
all
Avengers.
different Avengers.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Let me find my
So
list here.
you've also got Squirrel Girl is really exciting to me actually because
She's not in all new, all different.
Which Avengers title is she?
Hold
in?
on, she's
I thought she
in-
was in an all new, all different.
Nope, hold on. There's
Which is
so many freaking.
kind of a
no.
bummer now.
New Avengers is Sunspot, Squirrel Girl, Hawkeye, Songbird, Hulking, and Wiccan.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna read that
Okay.
definitely for real.
The
All
all
the Hulking
new,
and
all
Wiccan all the
different
time.
Avengers is Thor, Jane Foster
Yes.
Thor, Captain America,
Yes.
Iron Man, Vision, Ms. Marvel, Miles Morales, and Nova.
Okay,
That's a decent line.
Miles Morales is really good. I always like the Vision, and he's like totally been underutilized in this last incarnation of Marvel's most recent reboot.
Okay, can I say something that kind of bugs me here right now? Because I'm reading Uncanny Avengers. Because Uncanny Avengers has Spider-Man, Quicksilver, Brother Voodoo, Steve Rogers, Rogue, either Inferno or Human Torch, and Deadpool. But how come they didn't call Miles Morales Spider-Man if he's got the main title? But then they call him they call Peter Parker Spider-Man in the. Do you see what I'm saying?
I get that, especially because like the authors of the Thor comic were really, really clear in putting their foot down about being like, no, she's Thor. Stop calling her female Thor. She's Thor. But we're still calling Miles Morales Spider-Man instead of Spider-Man, even though he's got the spider. I get it. It's inconsistent.
I don't get it. Doesn't make sense. I mean, if you're going to give Miles Morales the main Spider-Man title,
He's
call him
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
And then you've got Peter Parker Spider-Man.
Peter Parker is the amazing Spider-Man in his own
Absolutely.
book. So call him Peter Parker or something like
No
that.
less amazing, just
I don't know. It just seems kind of inconsistent to me.
it is.
Whatever. Anyways.
It is.
The whole point is there are so many freaking titles out here, and the number of X-Men that are going. I'm going through the huge list here right now. The number of X-Men different things is ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
But let's move on. We've got that. God, yeah.
Hawkeye.
Still got
Hawkeye is kind of a big deal. I'm really curious about what's going on with Hawkeye, just because apparently it's Hawkeye versus Hawkeye. I love Kate Bishop. I will take. Don't get me wrong. I love Clint Barton, but I will take Kate Bishop holding the Hawkeye helm over Clint any day.
Oh, I adore Kate Bishop. One of my favorite things, one of my favorite pieces of art that I got was Kate Bishop, done by, and why he's like one of my favorite artists. He's doing the Black Widow run right now. The art.
Phil Noto.
Phil Noto. God, thank you. Phil Noto doing Kate Bishop, and I love that art that I got. I love Kate Bishop. Are they really like against each
I
other?
ship her in America Chavez so hard.
I ship her with.
Yeah, I'm sure they're against each other in the same way when Hawkeye versus Deadpool was they were against.
Well, so this is like a different looking Hawkeye though. Like you've got.
He's older.
He's
older.
Older.
He's got beards and stuff.
Yeah, he can grow a beard.
Like a goatee, actually. It's kind of like a gray goatee. It's very Old Man Logan-ish.
It is, and so it makes me wonder which universe this Hawkeye is from, and I think that will add friction.
I don't know. I feel like you have to, at this point, if you have to ask the question, which universe are these guys from? I don't know. Let's look into that.
Ultimately, I'm a little nervous about it because I really liked the last run of Hawkeye a lot. I like what they did with Clint Barton and Kate Bishop, and I kind of hope they kind of keep that vibe. The Matt Fraction run on Hawkeye, I think, was spectacular.
See, I feel like Matt Fraction's Hawkeye was sort of building to some tension between Kate and Clint. Oh yeah, absolutely. She moves to LA because
But she comes back.
Yeah, she totally
brings
comes
Pizza Dog.
back. But
She comes back with Pizza Dog.
Yeah, well, taking a man's dog when you leave is just.
Well, I think Pizza Dog was happier with Kate for a while.
Oh yeah, totally. She was much more responsible pet parent.
Which is kind of sad, actually.
When
you really think about if Kate Bishop is a responsible one.
I feel like the ASPCA needs to weigh in on Pizza Dog's situation.
Yeah, that might be a thing.
Poor Pizza Dog.
Poor Pizza Dog. He has pizza.
But I am excited about this title. I'm also really excited about them continuing Old Man Logan because while I am so fed up and sick to death of Wolverine just running the gambit on titles, this is the exception. Old Man Logan being a continuing title is a big deal. It's awesome. It's so good. It's so friggin' good. It's just, it takes all the things you love about Wolverine and makes them better.
You just have an old, short Canadian fetish.
Maybe. It's a thing she's got. Yeah, she's not denying it.
I'm not denying
I've seen the pictures of Mike Myers that are under your chair. I'm just...
Is that going to be the next picture that's on our set
Yum.
of Mike Myers? Yum. Did you just say yum for Mike Myers?
First time anyone said that ever.
No, ever. It's the first time those
Somebody
words
has said
ever.
it. Mike Myers needs love too. Come on.
Well, he
Somebody
can
has
get love,
said
but how many
about
people
him.
will say, nothing against Mike Myers, we love you. I mean, Austin Powers, great.
Really? That's the one you were going to go with? I was going to
Austin
go with...
Powers is spectacular.
So I Married an Ex-Murderer or bust.
Wait, you're going to go with that over
Yes!
Austin Powers?
Yes.
Help me out here, Josh.
No dog in this
No,
fight.
oh, good Lord. All right, no. Yeah, I think you're a little
Anyway.
crazy. Anyway, moving on. Old Man Logan. Great Old Man Logan. We already talked about Miss Marvel. A-Force.
A-Force is a
Sticking
thing
around.
that needed to stay, so I'm really glad. I really enjoyed that title. It was very compelling. I think She-Hulk as a political leader was a natural progression for her character and is long overdue. I think her leading not only a team but an entire culture and society of mostly female warriors, I'm on board with. I'm on board. Very much.
I mean, I read the first one and I enjoyed it. We'll kind of have to see. It's weird to see all these people together here. I mean, you've got even the punk rock Dazzler. You got Molly Hayes. Molly Hayes is apparently showing up in this show, and I love Runaways. So if Nico and Molly and everybody start to show up.
What I do really like about, what I find
Nico
really
flying
interesting
right up
about
there?
this
That is
title
totally
is
Nico
that
flying up
Medusa is queen of the Inhumans, but she is not the leader in this group. And I'm wondering how that...
Because Medusa sucks, as do all the Inhumans.
God.
But man, Marvel is doubling down on the Inhumans, though. They are really throwing everything they've got in the
really good and
Inhumans.
compelling. Anyway.
I mean, I haven't read a ton of the Inhuman stuff, but they are really doubling down. Looking at all the stuff they're putting out for the post-Secret Wars, they're really, and they have to because they've got the movies coming out, and they've got the TV show coming out, and all the stuff. But we can talk about this all day. We should talk about Dazzler. One of our viewers, Rob's Voice, has been great. He's been watching the shows, and he made versions of Dazzler based on everybody we
So we talked about Taylor Swift last week as Dazzler, so we got our Taylor Swift Dazzler, and
Dazzler.
she's beautiful. I
looks
think
great.
as a contemporary representation of Dazzler.
It just looks like Dazzler.
Well, yeah,
exactly.
so it fits, right?
Yeah.
But then we've also got Olivia Newton-John.
Olivia Newton.
This one looks great. I think Olivia Newton.
I mean, the graphic looks great, but I'm not.
The Dazzler that I think about this is always like 70s, 80s kind of Dazzler.
My
that
Dazzler
speaks to
is
Olivia
Debbie
Newton-John.
Harry.
Now, this Debbie Harry, I got to say, you win it.
I do.
You went with
I
that.
Nailed it.
That's
Debbie
really
Harry is Dazzler.
good. Debbie Harry is totally Dazzler in this
She's
thing.
still Dazzler. That woman, still fabulous.
Yeah, I think I see that for sure. And again, I always think about the 70s Dazzler, but this is a Dazzler that I have really
Come
loved.
to love,
and that
yeah.
is the Dazzler Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. version. She later became the punk rock Dazzler after the whole thing with, what's her name?
Mystique.
But this Dazzler was awesome. I loved her. I want to see her come back.
Wasn't that
How
Dazzler
would you
mostly
like-
Mystique?
The first half of it was Dazzler, and then Mystique showed up. And yeah, I guess technically it was Mystique.
Most of the Dazzler you loved was Mystique.
That just
But
hurts
I
my
also
heart
like
a little
Mystique,
bit.
so it's okay.
Mystique was so evil in that run. Come on.
She's so, I don't know if she's evil. I make the
She
case
turned
for her.
Iceman gay.
Can I just? That's how that works.
Wait,
That is
how did-
absolutely
that's
how
not
that,
how that works.
They dated, and now he's gay.
And now he's gay.
Ipso facto,
Therefore,
Mystique will make you gay.
is that what,
Which makes me feel a little gay. Different topic. Different
that's
topic.
yeah, a different show. That's a
Anyway.
show. That's DotGeek After Dark.
That's DotGeek.
You
DotGeek-
just have a Smurf fetish.
I have an everything fetish.
You
You've
do.
sort of like
Have we not figured this out yet? I mean, Mike Myers, Mystique,
And Smurfs.
Smurfs.
it's Smurfs. There's nothing that is not
Oh goodness.
fetished.
Yes.
with
I like
you.
all the things. I like a lot of
La,
things.
la.
This actually leads us into S.H.I.E.L.D. because Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. came out, and not directly comic related. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. came out, and apparently Skye from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is going to be leading Secret Warriors. And everybody's really excited about this because it's a big bunch of Inhumans getting together and fighting for S.H.I.E.L.D. How do you feel about it? Oh, and this was cool. I do want to say this. They spread this out on Instagram first with that first picture we showed. So if you go back to the first one, this is all they showed. But in the text underneath, they're like, hey, take this picture, run it through your Instagram filter, let us know what you see. When you ran it through your filters,
That
you
showed.
get
Oh,
this.
that's neat.
Yeah, I thought it was a cool kind of way to really get it out there. Now there were hints at the end of last season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. like Coulson gave her a folder that was titled Caterpillar, Project Caterpillar,
Yeah.
which ties into the Secret Wars. So there were hints of this all the time, but this was the big revelation that she's.
So do
gonna
we
be
think they're
heading
going
up
to tie this in with Civil War? The way that they have tied other things in with, because I feel like Civil War is the next event that they can really tie this to, because you've got a lot of things changing and happening with S.H.I.E.L.D. and the entire Marvel universe with Civil War.
I'm actually been really disappointed with how much the cinematic and the TV universe has kind of come together. It feels like they have to, though, because they're using Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as the launching pad for the entire concept of Inhumans. I feel like if they don't start to bring it into the cinematic universe at some point, they're really missing the boat here. I mean, because who in the cinematic universe knows anything about Inhumans? Nobody. But that's been a thing that they've been talking about on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. for 2 full seasons at this point. From the Terrigen Mist to the Inhuman, everything about it has been based in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. on the TV show. I feel like they have to get into cinematic at some point.
Yeah.
I
Agreed.
don't know.
I'll be
Josh?
curious to see how they tie it in.
Do you have an opinion?
Nope, don't care. Olivia Munn?
So
He just wants to get to Olivia Munn. Olivia Munn.
Olivia Munn actually
Olivia
put out an Instagram video of her practicing her moves for Psylocke, and it's really cool to see this. You don't as often see pictures of your superhero people learning how to do their own stunts and things like that. And I think it's really interesting. I think it's wonderful that you're getting this picture. I think it's great. I think it's
Yeah, Will, you can take
serving
this
to-
full screen too.
serving to, shut fans the hell up who are complaining and bitching about how, oh, well, so-and-so doesn't look like a superhero because she needs to put on more weight. Shut up. Shut your face. Shut your face hole. Nobody cares what you think about her body. No one cares what you think about her physical capabilities.
Who doesn't like Olivia Munn's body?
Exactly.
I've seen the internet. That's not true.
That is just not true.
That is untrue.
I think it goes back more to the whole thing with Gal Gadot and Wonder Woman and everything like this. Because you could really point this back to the whole Gal Gadot thing. People saying, oh, she can't be Wonder Woman. She's not strong and everything like that.
Yeah, saying, criticizing and saying, oh, she can't play Wonder Woman. She's too little. You're right, because Tom Cruise is totally as tall as he looks in every movie.
Totally.
They've ever filmed
He's
him in.
6'4", isn't he?
Yep, yeah.
I think he was 6'4".
No, I think he's like 7 foot. He's
7
like
foot?
huge.
She's
like
a full
huge.
7 foot? Wow.
Yeah,
All right,
he's
yeah.
giant.
So,
He's 8'9". I'm
8'9"?
I'm just more annoyed that Wonder Woman and you see all the latest leaks of the potential plot for Superman,
maybe I
Batman.
haven't.
Is that Wonder Woman and Aquaman are like cousins or
Wait,
some?
what?
bullshit.
There's this
How did I
weird
miss this?
movement there's always been
That
these
everyone's a
little reaches.
Kryptonian in some.
There's always these little reaches,
yeah.
both in comics and in movies, where they want Wonder Woman and Aquaman to be like closer related than they actually are. Because there was a point, like when they did Blackest Night, Jeff Johns like just pulled this story out of his ass about Wonder Woman and Mara fighting over Arthur. Like they're friends. They fight together. That's it. Don't push it. Don't do anything with it. Just leave it alone.
Well, that's not. I mean, if you look back to some JLA, there was an issue where Wonder Woman's lasso of truth got around Arthur, and he basically started talking about how annoyed he was with her, but totally wanted to do her. And while she
Well,
listened to all of that stuff, and she was, and
realistically-
you know what, Wonder Woman, she was open to it. Not gonna lie, she was open to it. And then Flashpoint that's all that thought was about.
Yeah.
Was about Wonder Woman and Aquaman hooking up, and then that causing the.
Do not ship it.
Then Wonder Woman killed Mira, and it was a whole thing.
Well, realistically, though, your ship with Wonder Woman will never happen. So,
Well, I have a DCU ship with Wonder Woman, which will also never happen.
We should be clear
if
real
we're
quick.
staying in universe, I like Wonder Bat. I'm totally for Wonder Bat. It'll never happen because Bruce Wayne is totally undateable.
But your true
Wonder,
ship...
and you have you seen Wonder Bat? Like there was dating in Wonder Bat world back in
I know,
Obsidian
Bruce
Age.
Wayne, yeah. I remember watching the Justice League Unlimited, I think, extra scenes where Bruce Timm is talking about how it was just sort of a throwaway moment where Wonder Woman kisses Batman on the cheek after she sees that his hands are all dirty because he's trying to like dig her body out of the rubble. Dig her out of the rubble and find her, and then like she kisses him on the cheek, and it was just sort of this throwaway moment that fans really responded to. So Bruce Timm made it canon, like he just wrote it into. They kept going with it. I ship those two. I think that they would do really well together if Bruce Wayne was actually emotionally available to anyone.
He's not.
He's not.
He watched his parents get executed in front of him. I mean,
Well, yeah.
I'm
that'll
not
mess you up.
criticizing. I'm just saying the reality of the situation is he is not emotionally available to anyone.
At some point, though, shouldn't he see a therapist and maybe try to work through his issues?
It also depends on which Batman.
does Batman go?
Batman hasn't always been emotionally unavailable
true.
to everyone.
It's true.
Batman, Adam West is very lovable.
He is a very lovable man. Adam West and Wonder Woman. Done.
Eartha Kitt will be upset.
But that's okay. That's
Don't
okay.
upset. It's not okay.
Okay, are you watching Adam West and Wonder Woman? Go.
Go.
Make it happen.
Wonder West.
Wonder West. But
Oh my God,
my
that'd be
actual realistic Wonder Woman ship is her and Captain America.
Yeah.
They are star-crossed lovers. They belong together. It will never happen.
It's so sad. I'm sorry. I know we've had this discussion a lot. You and me.
There are
about this whole thing.
casualties in the dick measuring contest between Marvel and DC. There are casualties, and my Wonder Cap ship is the biggest one.
I'm very sorry.
Thank
All
you.
right. Next topic. We're running up against the clock.
What?
running up against
Cara Delevingne.
Okay, so she made some comments about Suicide
Not
Squad,
yet.
praising Suicide Squad. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. So she made
There
some
we go.
comments about Suicide Squad. She was going to play Enchantress in Suicide Squad, so she kind of praised the show and then criticized the overall sexist treatment of women in comics, and her specific example was choosing Wonder Woman's costume. This frustrates me because of what they've got Margot Robbie wearing. Her criticism of Wonder Woman not being able to fight in a corset, but a canon comics gymnast can flip around in those shoes and those shorts. It's not quite consistent. However, this actress is not responsible for that costuming, so
Well, okay.
I don't know how much I can be like, you're wrong.
I'm not sure I want to sit down and pick apart Cara Delevingne making the comment that women's costumes and superhero things are sexist.
Because on the whole, she is correct.
On the whole, she's correct. So, yeah, she's in Suicide Squad. We've all had these issues. Well, not all of us, but a lot of us had issues with Harley's outfit in this. We get it. I get it. I'm not going to criticize her choosing Wonder Woman to be that because realistically, Wonder Woman fighting in a corset, they're going to fall out. I mean, realistically, she's right.
That's the science of boobies.
Wonder
y'all.
Woman cannot fight in a corset without him falling out.
Science
End
of
of story.
boobies.
So she's right. I'm not going to criticize her for that. She's right.
Yeah.
And even if she's in a movie, there are plenty of people who are in movies that will perpetuate X, Y, or Z, but these people can then speak out against those things. Just because she's in Suicide Squad doesn't mean that she can't speak out for these things.
Now, to be fair, I don't really think this is a fair criticism, of the most recent movies coming out because both Black Widow and Scarlet Witch look fierce as hell and are fully covered. So, I mean,
And still completely tappable.
yeah, absolutely, like totally fierce, totally hot.
Because that's something we have to measure.
Wouldn't roll either of them out of bed for eating crackers. Like,
Really?
no, definitely
I
not,
mean-
especially both. Anyway,
Especially-
after hours. Moving on.
DotGeek after hours.
really
Who are you
gotta
going to
pull
kick
it
out of
back,
bed for eating crackers? You going to kick Scarlet Witch out? You got to kick one of them out. Who are you going to kick out? What's next? What's next on our thing? Was it Korra?
Attack on Titan trailer.
Oh, Attack on Titan trailer.
Never gonna sleep ever again. Seriously, this looks so good. I'm really excited about this. I'm gonna go see it. I'm gonna have nightmares, and I know it. I'm still gonna go see it. I feel like I'm gonna do most of the watching of the movie like this.
So here's my thing. Number one, I'm excited about the movie because I love the anime. I have not read the manga, however you want to pronounce it. But I love the anime, and I'm really excited that the second season of the movie for the second half of the season. Anyway,
I read the manga thinking that it would be less scary than the anime. It's not, just FYI.
Here's the thing that I have against. I think that the Titans look great. I think that their work on the Titans look great. Having said that, and this is nothing against Freddie Wong, because Freddie Wong is an amazingly talented guy. Some of the stuff where they're using the 3D maneuvering devices look like Freddie Wong was doing the work on it. And I feel like with something this budget, they probably could have upped that a little bit. It's a little distracting for me seeing the quality of some of these effects, because it really does look like it was not, they didn't spend their money on it.
Will seeing the Titans chomp people in half make you feel any better?
Yes.
Probably, but it'll still distract me. It'll still distract me because I just feel like they've
me.
I want to see people getting eaten and Titans go explode. Like that's what I'm in.
Probably see both those. There's going to be a lot of necks getting chopped. There's going to be a lot of people chopped in half.
Yep.
And I'm kind of excited about it.
Cool.
I will read the subtitles.
Yeah, totally.
All right, up against the clock. Final Fantasy.
Yes.
Final Fantasy, real quick. Final Fantasy announced that it was going to be a remake a few weeks ago. They actually came back and said now that Final Fantasy is going to be more of a reimagining. It's going to be the story, but they are going to add things and they are going to adjust the plot.
The story was the shittiest part of Final Fantasy VII. If you try to go back and watch that as an adult, it's incomprehensible. At least go back and do like Final Fantasy,
But a lot of
3,
people
like the
love
good
the
one.
story. A lot of people loved Final Fantasy
That's
VII.
because they played it when they were, in high school or college and were stupid.
Maybe.
But it's like video games by and large are for adults now.
Well,
What they loved was they loved the ultimate moves and calling in the big graphics. And if you look at the graphics now, they don't fucking hold up either.
No, that's why I can't play 7. I've tried to play, and I said this before, I have not played 7. I will play the crap out of 10, and I love 10. But if I look at the story on 10, it's probably just as incomprehensible as other things. Actually, I really like the story on 10. I love the story. Final Fantasy 10 is awesome. I wish that they would do a reimagining of that one, but it's probably stupid because it's a lot more recent. Anyway, it's not a shot-by-shot remake. It is a reimagining with all of the new tech and everything like that. I'm excited about it because I actually want to finally see what all the buzz about 7 is. Because again, I've never played it because I can't get past the graphics. I'm lame like that. It's a thing. But that's a little clarification on where we were on Final Fantasy VII. The other thing we really want to talk about is Legend of Korra real quick.
Yes, definitely. So Legend of Korra actually released a figurine that makes absolutely no sense. It's a wonderful figurine, but for a lot of reasons, it's kind of problematic. They released a print. The print's really great. And then, the figurine, they chose Beifong, which, if you are merchandising something and this is like one of the first things you put out, you would think that you would want to put out a statue of, the star of the show.
Korra.
Beifong was an odd choice, and you pointed out something about the way they designed Beifong that I find really interesting.
This isn't even, to me, the Beifong from the show. I don't know if we've got a tight of the face of this sculptor or anything like that, but this is like Beifong from like 20 years earlier. This is like Beifong just graduating high school.
This is young Beifong,
who
who we only see in the series in flashback capacity, like this much.
Yeah, so I find it very interesting that they really like.
This is Beifong who's dating.
Who's dating Tenzin.
Tenzin. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I'm not sure, number one, why we didn't choose Korra, and I'm not sure why they aged her down so much.
So here's what I think they should have done, and I want to have a conversation about this. I really, really feel like they should have done a Korrasami statue, especially with the ruling this week, and I know that it's hard to time those kinds of things, but they would have made a killing after this week, and Korrasami and the geek fan community reposting crazy tons of pictures. When DotGeek wrote an article about it, they used the image of Korrasami.
Who owns the merchandising rights? Is it Nickelodeon or is it the original owner?
It's Nickelodeon.
It's
okay,
Nickelodeon.
do you honestly think Nickelodeon should be coming out?
No, and that's stupid.
Well,
are they so like against, or are they so like pro family values that they don't want to make money?
No. Look, they're a media company.
Right.
There is controversy you court because it's right and smart and good, and there's controversy that, you know what we should do? We're releasing a bunch of action figures. Let's start with look, I see your point.
I just feel like Bayfeng figures, yes, they're going to sell some.
No,
if they had put out a statue of Korrasami, gone.
You know, yeah, I'll agree.
Gone.
If they put out Korrasami, it would have sold
Sold
out
out.
really quickly. I don't
matter
think that
how many they
Korrasami
produced.
should have been their first one. It should have been Korra. The show was The Legend
Yeah,
of Korra.
no, I agree. It should have been
definitely
Korra. They didn't
Korra
have
for
to make
sure.
a goddamn statement
No,
about
just
the SCOTUS
put out
ruling.
Korra.
Plus, I
No,
guarantee
they
you
don't have
that
to.
the statues were being manufactured and designed a year ago.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, totally. I definitely don't think that Korrasami was the first way they should have gone. I'm just saying I would like to have seen what I would have pickpocketed people to get money to buy.
What I would have
been
liked
great.
was a Korra and an Asami that I could make bang in action figure
There you
form.
go. There you go.
Is essentially
Touch
what you're saying. You want them to do the work for you, and that's lazy.
That's
I
lazy.
do.
You can
Lazy.
do it yourself.
Yes, I do. I want
Make your own action figure lesbian porn. Thank you very much. Like most of us have
After
to do.
dark.
So there is, I do want to lead into, so a while back I had the pleasure of getting to interview PJ Barnes and
Janet Varney.
Janet Varney. I don't even want to talk about names right now. Janet Varney. And it was a fun interview. I hate interviews.
great
They made me
interview.
nervous as hell, but it was great. And so one of our viewers actually cut part of the interview along with a clip
That's
from
not the show.
The
That's
Legend
not
of
it.
Korra.
No,
That's
this.
Ellen.
There we go, yeah.
But for those of you who didn't know,
Korra loves pizza.
Korra likes pizza.
You guys should really check out this video. She did an amazing job just taking just a little clip out there from there, and it works perfectly with this scene. You guys should totally check this out. I'll put a link to it in the YouTube archive. Maybe we can throw something up. I did not get the link for this, but it's really great. Thank you so much for making this video.
Of course, Korra likes pizza.
Of course.
Yeah.
Who doesn't? She's been
Basic-
very clear how she feels about pizza.
Basic water tribe food staple.
Pizza.
Pizza.
Seal pizza.
All right, bring us home.
Oh, whatever.
All right. So do we want to talk about the video of the week?
Yeah, let's throw it out
talk
there,
about
absolutely.
So our video of the week, really quickly, was a really powerful video about coming out and the SCOTUS ruling, and it's just a really, really good celebration of what this means for America and what this means for thousands of, hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands, however many, people in this country who are finally able to call each other what they really are, husband, wife, fiance even. And so there's a lot of, we've got a lot of film footage of people, reacting to the ruling, proposing after the ruling. It's really powerful, and I'm not gonna cry on TV. I'm not gonna cry
No, this is
on
Twitch though, so okay.
I'm not gonna cry on Twitch.
Same thing. I mean, the line's so vague right now. But this is a great video. I saw this video, and I am cis, straight, white, male. I'm as privileged as you can get, and I was tearing up watching this thing.
You are an
It was a good
ally.
thing. Yeah, but I don't get brownie points just because I support basic human rights.
That's true.
So,
But thanks anyway.
okay, whatever.
Thanks for being a good person.
Found it. Bam.
Found it. But yeah, it's a
Bam.
really good video. Watch it. Check it out.
And the timing was great. I mean,
judge you if you
YouTube, I don't
cry.
think actually planned on this coming out when the ruling hit. It just kind of happened to be that way. I think it was a very happy accident. Listening to them, it was a happy accident. But yeah, I know. I'm a little skeptical too, but listening to what he said, it was a happy accident. I don't know what to tell you. But anyways, check it out. Yeah, it's been an interesting week, a good week.
Good week.
Good week.
I was still hoping we were going to do a mock marriage between Harlequin and Poison Ivy. Like that's
I know.
like look,
Is that next week?
maybe.
Maybe.
Should be.
All right.
Like, look, there are lots of people out there that aren't comfortable with gay marriage, but are comfortable with girl-on-girl action. And really, we need to find a way for all of us to join together and celebrate the beauty of both of those things.
You're such a horrible person, Josh. You're just horrible.
I really am.
It's okay. It's okay. We love you too. We love everyone.
Oh, we love horrible people. We love horrible people here at the Daily Dot. Be sure to tune in next week when we tell you all about more horrible people.
I do want to say Lady Wugu was the one that made the Korra video. I sorry that I didn't get your name earlier. So Lady Wugu, thank you for that. Anyways.
Thank you.
Roll it
Pizza.
out.
Please send hate mail to @jrubin@twitter.com.
So yes, be sure to tune in next Wednesday where we do more .geek, where we talk about Monday.
Oh, that's right. We're starting to do Monday.
We're doing
Come
2 days
check
a
us
week
out on
now,
Mondays.
Monday.
Yeah.
It's like, let me clear my calendar. Hold on a second.
Calendar.
All right.
Yeah, let's get out of here. One thing that we do want to hear from you guys in between now is, do you have an escape plan for the zombie apocalypse?
Do you have an escape plan for the zombie apocalypse?
You should. As we were talking earlier, if you have an escape plan to get out and fire in your house, the very least you should be doing is making a plan to escape from the
Not just for
zombie
you, but for your
apocalypse.
family.
For your family.
For your
It's
loved
important.
ones, for your pets.
We have one. My wife and I have figured out our plan to
Yeah.
escape from Austin
We do
whenever
too,
this
yeah.
happens. So, it's a thing.
Don't
Do you
take
have a zombie
I-35.
escape plan, Josh?
Shotgun to the head.
That's an option.
It's my way out.
It's
Seppuku is
one
always
way to
way
do
out.
it. I don't think that's quite seppuku.
No, it's not.
I think that's just a
But
little
that would
more.
be my, I don't know, maybe I'm over dramatic.
Maybe
No,
you would probably
people
wouldn't
are eating people. I'm out.
I'm done. I'm going upstairs. The very first thing is, here's the key. The very first thing is, you don't try to leave town when it first happens, because
No,
you'll get
don't.
stuck in a traffic jam. We were talking about this earlier. Don't do it.
You
Go
just walk
upstairs,
along the highway.
destroy the stairwell so nobody can climb up, and you just stock it upstairs for at least a week.
Yep.
You live upstairs for a week, and then once all the people are dead, you start making your way through the rubble. That's how you survive.
Yep.
Thanks for watching.
Take us home, Will.
Thanks for watching .geek. We may or may not be foreshadowing the zombie apocalypse.
Will.
I will be locked up.